This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by HVAC Trust. Go to hvactrust.com. Thank you for joining us. Here's how we will help your business. A necessary part of today's business environment, especially with COVID-19. What should you have on your website? What are the big no-nos? And how do you tell the world about it once it's done? Or is it ever done? Lots of questions. My guest, Bonnie Mauldin, Managing Director of the Mauldin Group, give you the answers. Bonnie, welcome to Contractor Sense.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. So let's talk a little bit about you. How did you get into designing websites, doing digital social media and things like that?
Well, it's an unusual start. My past is in medicine, went to school for clinical laboratory science to be a forensic scientist. And after a while working in a hospital as a lab tech, decided, hey, this is a little too boring for me. I need a change. So I resigned from my position to start my own business because truthfully, that's what I always wanted to do.
Okay.
And this is back when Google was new, Facebook was new, early 2000s. These platforms are just taking off in a big way, and I was an early adopter. I just love the idea of producing amazing content on these platforms and people being able to find it all over the world. And I learned everything I could about web design, social media, podcasting, video production, graphic design. I just dove right in to appeal to my creative side.
And so that got you started. That was how many years ago?
That was over 15 years ago. So I started my own business and used my skill set to promote it. And I got clients all over the world, made hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product sales and coaching and classes and info products sold, and just did very well with that. And I knew that this was a skill set that I could apply to other businesses to help them out too. So I decided to start the Mauldin Group to support small businesses and developing their online presence, from their website, their social media, their online reputation, their SEO, their Google ads, all of it. I wanted to provide a venue where these small businesses can have access to a full-time team of people working on their behalf without having to hire all of these people and pay workers' comp and benefits and, employer insurance. No, just pay one fee and then you get the whole team working at you.
Yep. And here we go. We now get you involved with contractors.
Yeah. So a contractor, one of the 10th largest steel building fabricators in America, was my first contractor client, and many more sprung up following that. With that client, I was able to quadruple the amount of leads they had coming in by revising their website. And I said, wait a minute, we have something here. We're getting really strong activity on the site, lots of leads coming through. Let's hanker down on this niche here, construction, and just provide these guys with what they need to be successful.
And that brings us to website.
Yes.
So what are some things that should be on a website?
So your website, first of all, needs to be mobile responsive. It needs to look great on a phone, on a tablet, on a laptop, and a desktop computer. That's what we mean by mobile responsive, where it bends and shapes to the device that you're seeing it on. Next, you need to have a very strong brand message. The message needs to be in text, and it needs to be in the design of the site. So coming together, thinking about your origin story, how did you get started, who are your customers, who was your first customer, and why you chose your profession, who are the founders of the business, who do you serve and why. These are the things that you need to address in your brand messaging, the words that people read when they go on your website. And then when they see the site, you want it to have a fabulous design. You want the colors to pop. You want the pictures and videos to be interactive and dynamic. And when you have all this going on, it's visually appealing, It sounds good, it looks good, it makes the person feel good, and it makes them relax and trust you. And then once you have all that going on, the lead is to follow. The lead comes in through a phone call or through a chat box or through a contact form on the website.
How important is video these days? I mean, I'm seeing more and more videos on websites. 20 years ago, there was no video.
Correct. Video has really taken off, Ruth, like nobody's business. It's really incredible to see how people respond to it. So frankly, people prefer to watch a video over reading a ton of text. So if you have a video on your website, it explains everything very quickly for the visitor, and it improves conversion rates by over 80%. So that means a person is more likely to take action on your website when there is a video on there. So that's how important video is.
Got it. Now, they don't have to be professional, produced in a multi-million-dollar studio, correct?
Correct. It can be done with your cell phone. You can take some cell phone footage and put an intro and an outro on it. Just have a video editor do that for you, or use some of these phone applications out there, super easy to use, and produce a very simple 30-second video. If that's all the resources you have, that's all the resources you need. Just get some type of video on the website.
Got it. And what do you think about testimonials?
Testimonials are huge. It's so important to have third-party validation, not only on your website, but outside of your website on industry-specific business directories. So if your business is listed on Google, for example, you want reviews on there. But as far as your website is concerned, I would recommend having a staff person call and interview the client and say, tell me about your experience with our company. What have we done to make a positive impact in your business? What have we done to make your life better? And once you get those words from your client, whether it's on video, through audio, or in written text, those testimonials need to permeate throughout your website where people can see smiling faces or recognizable logos associated with these testimonials to build credibility and make your website claims seem more valid.
Okay, cool. All right, we're talking with Bonnie Mauldin, and we will be right back. We're going to continue the conversation. When we get back from break, we are going to talk about some of the no-nos on the website. Is that okay, Bonnie?
Yep.
All right, thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. We will be right back.
Do you ever have warranty leak issues? One of Ruth King's clients did about 4 years ago. Thousands of dollars in expense and unhappy customers. She solved this problem for him though. How? With a leak letter that every customer must sign when a service technician discovers a refrigerant leak. Once they implemented the letter, there were no more warranty leak headaches. No warranty leak callbacks. Happier customers. The surprising result was more replacement sales too. To get a copy of the leak letter for free, just send Ruth an email at ruthking@hvacchannel.tv. That's ruthking@hvacchannel.tv.
You can't. That's what my daughter Kate told me when I said I wanted to make financials fun. The gauntlet was laid down. The red blanket was waved in front of the bowl. Ronan the Rubber Duck was born. This ebook is a whimsical look at financials from a duck's perspective. To get this fun, easy-to-read Kindle book, go to Amazon and search for Ronan the Rubber Duck Dives into Financials. That's R-O-N-A-N, the Rubber Duck Dives into Financials. Let me know if I made financials fun for you.
We are back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I'm talking with Bonnie Mauldin, who is the managing director of the Mauldin Group. And before the break, we talked about the things that you need on your website. And before we get into the things that you do not have on your website, Bonnie, give everybody where they can get in touch with you.
Yes, the mauldingroup.com is a great place to start. Also, bonniemauldin.com. That will give you a snapshot of who I am and all the things I'm involved with. We have a fabulous newsletter. We have a free e-course that will give you some marketing tips, out-of-site marketing tips to help build your business in the right direction. And I can be reached on my office line at 678-846-2306.
Repeat the number again.
678-846-2306.
Terrific. All right. So if you want to get in touch with Bonnie, she gave you 3 different ways to do it, which is kind of cool. All right. So before the break, we went through things that we should have on our website. Now, what are the no-nos for a website?
So your website needs to convey trust and credibility. So if you have a website that is terribly outdated with design that is looks like a 12-year-old did it, with misspelled words on the site or not enough copy on the site, with unprofessional photographs and no before and after pictures, no portfolio, no good description of what it is that you do and what makes you unique. These are red flags to visitors that says this website is no good. This company is no good. It's not professional. Also, having a website that doesn't load within a few seconds after you visit it, and then having a website that has been hacked by malware, where you click on the buttons and it takes you to a totally different spam website. These are things that can happen when you leave your website neglected and you don't touch it after a long while. The website can get hacked, it looks outdated, it's not responsive, as I talked about earlier, and it's not a good look, can hurt your business.
Yeah, how do you know it got hacked? I mean, if
again?
you're not paying attention to your website, I mean, you'd never know it was hacked because somebody's not
No.
going to call you, right?
Yeah, sometimes your clients actually will call you and say, I tried to go on your website and something funky going on. But if you don't go on your own website frequently, these things can happen without you noticing, and it has a negative impact on your brand. So it is paramount that you have a professional webmaster or web design agency maintaining your website on a regular basis, making sure that there's no malware or spam or vicious attacks against the website that directs people to a spam website or leaves comments on your blogs that link to sites that are not good. You want to have someone that's maintaining that for you so it can stay safe, it can stay updated, and it's fast, and you have new content going on there all the time.
Yeah, I can just imagine. My firewall is such that if they don't like that particular website or it's fairly new, they will block it, send me an email.
Yeah, and that's like your business being blocked, like saying, no, don't go here.
Yeah. So sometimes it's a brand new website that one of my clients is creating for themselves, and it's like, no, I need to see this. You have to go through this whole process, but that keeps me safe from people who are trying to attack me.
That's true. And so sometimes you just have to take those extra steps just to remain protected.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so we went through the things that are good. We went through the things that we shouldn't have on our website. All right, we've got the website. We've designed it. We've done the work towards it. It looks great and everything else like that. How do you tell the world about it?
So the world needs to know that you exist and that your website is ready to be seen. And you do that by indexing the website or submitting your website to all of the major search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. And this is something your professional webmaster would do for you, or you can do it yourself by doing a Google search that says submit website, and then you'll be presented with a link to just enter your URL and then click submit. And then over a course of a couple of weeks, Google will acknowledge that your website exists and show it in the search results. Your website needs to be SEO optimized. SEO stands for search engine optimization. That is going to put the right words and search phrases on the website and code the website in such a way that those search engines can scan the site with their little spider bots and know exactly what your website is all about. You want your website to be searchable for your own company name. Otherwise, someone with the exact same name as you in another state can be popping up every time someone searches for your company, and you don't want that. Also, you want to be searchable by the type of service that you offer. So if you're in residential construction, if you're a general contractor, if you're a commercial construction business, if you're in civil engineering, you want those words strategically placed on your website with content that's related to that service. So again, the search engines can spider through, scan your site, know what it's about, and then present that to users when they search for it. So you have to have a website that's SEO optimized, it's well designed, it's mobile responsive, has great content. Then the right people can find it in the search engine. Now the next level of search is paid media. You can run ads on google.com, you can run ads on LinkedIn, and you can run ads on places like Facebook if you have more of a commercial or a residential buyer. Some of the people that you are trying to reach out to are landowners, house builders, property developers, public or social housing decision makers. And you can target these people on LinkedIn and run ads straight to them and send them messages. You can strategically set up these paid media ads so your company can be presented in front of these people, and they can click through to your website and then learn all about you and follow through on a call to action to give you a call for an estimate, proposal, or next steps.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
these are all great ways.
Yeah, one of my clients does electrical, and they bought a company, and their company was still getting they were still ranked in Google, and that's how we were getting some of these proposals or requests for proposals. You know, from the Facebook side, the residential side of it, homeowners love to see pictures of my property.
Yes, absolutely. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, having a strong presence on these websites is paramount. Producing content on a regular basis. When I say regular basis, I mean at least 3 times a week at minimum, and then once a day is a good cadence to stick to when posting content. But it's just very important to have a strong online presence on the social media platforms, in the paid media opportunities, and through your website.
Bonnie, give us your website again and your phone number again.
Yes, website is themauldingroup.com, and phone number is 678-846-2306.
Bonnie, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. It was a great time.